untapped into. And when you are able to tap into that, the answers to everything is already there for you. We are very cleverly designed, whether a person believes that's by God, the universe, whatever deep core beliefs you have in terms of how we all originated, we are very intricately designed, and the answers are there in terms of health, in terms of life, and what we generally want.
And I believe that our purpose, if once we identify it, and it's really something that, what excited us when we were little, where did we find the joy? A lot of times we can find that blueprint, as you call it, from when we were children. And I think every blueprint includes service. If it's something that is helping or serving others, which is just about everything. But if you come from that mindset that you're serving others, a lot of the magic that the universe has comes forth. And naturally you're in that energy of believing, as you say in the book, that you just know this is what you're doing, and this is, and it's the best thing since chocolate. This is your purpose. And that's when a lot of the joy comes from whatever you're doing, because you're comfortable in your own skin, really, because you're whatever your purpose is really coming from the core of who your soul is. I also like and you touched upon it, the section, the emotional extraction work, and there's all kinds of goodies in there. One of the things I love is creating, we always talk about triggers that set us off, and from a memory that is painful, but you talk about creating positive triggers and then just putting your middle finger and thumb together, and you can remind yourself instantaneous. Can you talk a little bit about that? Because I think that's a neat little thing to have in our toolbox.
Sure, that's definitely one of the little tricks I have that can help, especially people in the moment when you may be very nervous about something. That's natural fear. It's great to have, and it's very simple, but can be very powerful to change your state very quickly. So if you think of a positive memory or something that really did give you joy, and if unfortunately you haven't got that from the past, if you think about something going forward that would give you joy, something that you would really like to happen, and if you really think about that, even think about that now, you'll feel a smile on your face, and you'll start to feel those feelings of joy. But if you seriously visualize this memory, or you associate into it, so see what you can see, hear the words or the sounds that are present, and really feel those feelings of excitement and joy and happiness, even any taste that are present or any scents that are present. So use all your 5 senses to really suck this positive memory, or this positive future memory even, into your neurology. You'll start to feel those changes. And when you're at the height of feeling those changes, if you just snap your thumb and index finger together tightly, and just enjoy feeling all those feelings and let them come to you. And then when they do start to dissipate, just unlock your thumb and finger and relax. And once you've done that, you've then created a neurological stimulus, an action that you can then do that will automatically trigger those positive feelings. So then you can test that now. If you snap your thumb and finger together, it will automatically generate those positive feelings. And that's something you can do to change your state very quickly or distract you from feeling negative about anything. And it just helps to put you in a very nice place as well. So you could do that with anything, even a time when you was very relaxed. Or just, as I said, anytime you feel joy and real happiness, it's a great little exercise to do.
I love that, because if you are uncomfortable or you're going through something, sometimes it's challenging to rise above it or to spend time in that energy. And so using that little finger, that little memory thing, I like that positive trigger. Utilizing all the senses, and you can make up your own. The book is, I really feel that everyone should get the book. It should be in everyone's hands, Out of Your Comfort Zone. And everyone can connect with Dr. M by going on her site. It's drdr.em.co.uk. Again, doctor, which would be dr-em.co.uk. And also the book, it has its own web address as well, Out of Your Comfort Zone, just as it sounds, outofyourcomfortzone.uk. So as far as, I'd like to, and we're going to be going to a break in a few minutes, and we can pick up when we come back, but all of what you've written, you've actually experienced in your lifetime. So tell us a little bit of how, what happened with you and how you utilized this wisdom to be flourishing your body, especially with the type 1 diabetes.
Sure. I'll just say as well, if anybody does go on outofyourcomfortzone.uk, there's actually a free resource there, so you can actually take the comfort zone quiz, so you can actually find out your current zone level right now, if you'd like to do that, completely free, confidential and safe online to do for any of your listeners. But yes, I've always been out of my comfort zone really since I was very young, because in a similar way to Jasmine, I was a very intuitive person, and when you're very young, you don't always know what that's about. You just have certain feelings, or certain things without any rational explanation, and it's very hard to articulate as a child. So I knew I could feel a lot of things that were going off sometimes, and not always good things, and I tended to manifest that physically. So I wasn't always very well at periods of my younger life, but actually I experienced some traumas growing up. I had a family trauma where I lost somebody who was very close to me in my family, and that actually manifested itself as diabetes, because the sweetness in my life was instantly ripped away. And as I said, that manifested physically as type 1 diabetes. So I was very ill with that and got, rushed into hospital. And I was led to believe that it was a bad thing, and it was going to control my life. And instantly, the doctors wanted me to go on a particular holiday just for diabetics. And that wasn't my way of thinking, because generally my personality, I grew up as a very positive, proactive child. So when I was told that I had type 1 diabetes and I'd have it for the rest of my life, I thought, no way, I was going to cure it. I just had something in me that I thought, no, I'll reverse this condition. And it didn't bother me at all. Once I discovered I wasn't going to die at that point, nothing else bothered me at all. So as I've always been interested in natural health and wanting to help other people, and as I said, always naturally optimistic. So I went down the route of exploring really metaphysics and mind-body medicine. And so I actually work on reversing type 1 diabetes, and I'm quite far down the road with that. I've had some phenomenal results with my research. So that's always taken me out of my comfort zone, because I've had to deal a lot with conventional medicine as well. And sometimes the fear other people have of mind-body medicine, that the mind can actually heal the body, is absolutely frightening to some people. And so I have to deal with that, and their manifestation of that, not believing what I do, etc. So, as I said, that really has pushed me out of my comfort zone. So I am familiar with that. And also diabetes in itself. I was diagnosed a few years ago. I was actually told I was going blind. But, instead of going and ordering my Labrador guide dog, I let it process. And then I thought, right, enough's enough. What am I going to do about it? There's no way I'm going blind. So again, I went to investigate more about what I could do, the metaphysics of it, the real root behind all that. So fortunately, I'm now not going blind, and that's all fine. But at that point, to be told that, and I was told so abruptly as well, that took me out of my comfort zone, because I had to really control my state there. Professionally, I've been well out of my comfort zone in terms of working abroad in the United Arab Emirates, training. The first time I went over there, I was exceptionally ill on the plane, that they were nearly had to do an emergency landing in a war zone. So again, I had to control my state with that to make myself well enough to not have an emergency landing, because I didn't want to put all those people's lives at risk. So I sorted that, managed that process out. But gosh, there's been so many incidences where I've been out of my own personal comfort zone. I probably can't remember half of them off the top of my head.
Yeah,
but I think there are quite a few in the book.
Yes, it's amazing, and for all of us, I think the longer we live, there's so many experiences that we are brought out of our comfort zone, and but you make a choice. You make a choice of what are you going to do about it. Are you going to rise to the occasion? I mean, there's so many single moms out there that have been left with bringing kids up, and all the different starting new businesses and all the things. But if you trust, and I know you say it, trust in the process of life and trust in yourself, and that you're never alone, you can rise to that occasion. It's work. You got to do the work, but you're doing the work from a place of compassion and confidence and all of that. So with that said, we're going to be off on a break, and we'll be back in a moment. Everyone, don't go away.
Experience a different yet profound healing with Reconnective Healing. Includes yet expands beyond any and all known forms of energy healing. The Reconnective Healing spectrum is comprised of the full healing and evolutionary continuum of energy, light, and information. It allows for healings that are not just physical, not just mental, not just emotional, yet go beyond that to bring healing that includes the evolution of your very being and essence. Deborah Beauvais, trained and certified by world-renowned Dr. Eric Pearl, offers appointment hours at Seacock Family Chiropractic in Seacock, Massachusetts. For questions or to set up both distance or local sessions, call Deborah at 508-431-1959. Again, 508-431-1959. Or go to lovebyintuition.com. That's lovebyintuition.com.
Looking for a fun and relaxing getaway? Omega Rest and Rejuvenation Retreats are a great way to unwind and renew your spirit. Stroll through the garden, relax by the lake, or try a daily yoga or movement class. You can stretch your body, quiet your mind, and do as much or as little as you choose. Located in Rhinebeck, New York, just 90 miles north of New York City, Omega's natural environment and quiet pace allow for extraordinary experiences to unfold. Learn more at eomega.org.
Ever wonder what it's like to have your own radio show? Well, wonder no longer, because you can dip into the radio airwaves by being host for the day on syndicated Dream Vision